with Cam Murdoch, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Yo, we're back again. Man, we're going hard on these live streams this week. And what better way to leave us off for the week on the live streams with Cam Murdoch? Looks like he's out there like in nature right now. Look at you, bro. What's up? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling solid. Like it definitely was like hey, what's up, man? It definitely was like rainy like every single day for like the past several days. And like today we had one sneaker day where it was like sunny but cold AF, and today is like the first nice day in a minute. So I'm trying to get every bit.
I feel you, bro. It's been cold up there too, or
Yeah, it's been pretty cold. Cold and rainy, and I'm kinda over it for real.
yeah. I was complaining down. I was like, man, Atlanta's not supposed to be this way. I'm supposed to be like hot down here. Let's heat it up. But anyway, man, we're gonna get into the song. For anybody that doesn't know, whether you're tuning in now or after the fact, Cam released Forever for Never as an NFT this week on Sound XYZ. It is available to scoop right now if you want to. A lot going on with this whole thing. You had a crazy review yesterday from T-Pain. There's a lot going on when you made the video for the song. There's a lot of story behind it, but let's start off with what you posted yesterday. Like, how did you like? It was a kind of a crazy review by T-Pain. I was like, dang, like it was, a win's a win. Like somebody said that in the comments, and I felt like that, but I felt like it was a little out of pocket there. What you feel like?
I mean, he has no room to talk. And I mean, but at the same time, what he said about ugly people being allowed to make music, I was like, yo, I say that all the time too. And like, cause a lot of our faves historically, like if you really go look at the picture, like, I don't know. But yeah, he does like a regular Twitch stream where he's gaming. Sometimes he's making music, and then sometimes he's just reviewing stuff. And I just slid in there one day and presented this, and I like this funny thing is that for this video and for the video for one other song, I was like, I don't know, overthinking going into the video shoot, right? Like I'm like, oh shoot, like because a lot of my videos before these, I wasn't in. I just kind of like did it more like short film style. Like I'm standing back here, I don't need to be in it. Let's get these actors, da 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 da. These were a little bit more performance based, so I had to be in it. And I went like both videos and got somebody. I went to the barbershops that I had never gone to in my life.
Yeah.
Mistake number one. Mistake number one, right? And for this particular video, I went to a shop, um, and like I sat down. I just sat down to wait for someone to like let me know they were cutting or whatever. And this lady was the only one available, and she's like, "You want to get a cut or not?" And I was like, "I mean, I guess." And I also, saying like specifically said, "Yo, I literally just want to edge it up and not take a lot off."
Rip,
And
bro.
and like, yeah, man, she fucked my beard up. Like she had me out here looking crazy, and try to work with it, but he definitely immediately was like, "Oh, yep, his beard don't connect." Nah, but nah, my beard is fine, as y'all can see. It's
Look,
it's,
man,
it's
if that I'll put it this way, if that's the worst you're dealing with, you're doing pretty good, right? Like if
right.
your beard don't connect and that's the worst you got going on, you all right. Um, I do want to talk about the song and like some of the messaging with it. First of all, I didn't know, like, and this is just my own ignorance on this. I didn't know that you were so into basketball. Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about balling real quick. So you got a J. What's the deal? Because I can't lie, bro. I saw you go off the right foot with the right-handed layup, and I was like, "Yo, is this Nikola Jokic like reincarnated? What's going on here?"
Nah, historically, I do jump off the wrong foot all the time. I like never can decide, but I played basketball like before I ever got into music. I was pretty much, it's stereotypical. I wanted to be or wanted to be a hooper. I played a lot when I was younger. My older brother was really good and kind of was like my trainer. And yeah, like when I lived in North Carolina for a little bit, the coach for my rec team, he was like an AAU scout. So like that was kind of, and we were in Tobacco Road. So like this was my trajectory, and then I found music. Well, actually, an injury took me out of the game. Right.
Mm.
I was very, very much like an N1 street ball kid growing up. Like I always I always hooped with older people. So by the time I started playing in rec leagues when I was like 12, 13, and going into high school, I was saucing people up. Like I was saucing up adults uh,
I
on a
you can. I
regular
can handle
basis.
mixtapes. Maybe I can see that.
Yeah, like I had an emphasis. I had and was like I had handles. I had a nice shot, um, and like I had good court vision. I still have good court vision, but like just like with anything, if you're not regularly training on that, like I retired from the game probably around like 26, and I'm 32 now.
All right.
But
All right. I mean, you still play like rec ball or anything like that, like YMCA status or anything?
hell no. Nah, the injury took me out early on, and that was like also the same year I started playing the cello. And like how the injury happened, and I was playing with some kids in the neighborhood who didn't like they didn't play like I played, and like they didn't play in the type of structure. They didn't have the experience that I had playing with older people and like things you just don't do. And we're playing on a 9.5 rim. Um, I had literally been like training from like 8 years old to this point. So I was dunking on a 9.5 rim at this point. You know what I'm saying? I had the hops. I had my air alert program to increase my vertical. I went up.
And walking
I
around on
went
those
up.
moon shoes all day. I got you.
Yeah. I went up and somebody was underneath me, undercut me, and like I sprained my
Mm.
knee or something. And like after that, I was like, nah, nope.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, man, I just want to tell you real quick, and I hopefully this doesn't cause any problems. Your audio is clipping just a little bit. I don't know if maybe you want to go out and come back in real quick. I'll hold it down for you real fast. But I do got some more hoop questions for you too. I'll hold it down here. We're gonna see if Cam can really jump. I don't know. I'm gonna see. He said he doesn't play anymore. I got to get him to play with me a little bit.
You're
Yo, much better, much better. So probably the most important question of this, you sitting down with me here, who's got the best game in Future Surf? We're gonna make some waves right now.
This is a tough question because I haven't seen anybody in Future Serve hoop IRL, but you know who I think probably got like a sneaky good game? My man's from Finkel. Like, cause every time I talk to Finkel, we talk about basketball. It's always like, ah man, Future Surf is great. When are you coming to LA? And oh, when you come out here, we got a hoop. So I feel like he's nice. I feel like
I
Brian's
love it.
nice.
I love to hear that. I found out the other day that TK hoops a little bit, so like kind of doing some backroom negotiating, talking about like trying to show up. I told everybody I'm good for about 2 games. After that, like, no, I got to sit down. Because I'm the old man of the group. You said you're 32, I'm 36, so like you get a little bit out of me. Also, I tell everybody I could dunk, but that was about 40 pounds ago. So your man's at 240, and the gravity don't work that well anymore. So
Nah,
uh,
I'm gonna give y'all like a aged Zion Williams game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, Rob
Shit.
on point, right? Like,
Well, I'm a Jay Crowder my way through the Web3 music basketball tournament. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play great positional team defense. I'm gonna hit the open shots, or I'm gonna pass them.
yeah, that is interesting. We might need to co-tweet about that later on. See who steps up and claims that they got game basketball and figure that out. Um, Speaking of, right? So I know you're out of DMV area. Like, who's the squad? Who's your team?
I I haven't had a team in a long time. I mean, my team is the Minnesota Timberwolves, but like obviously this is why I'm dancing around the question. Um, they
I feel like everybody at the DMV always claims just Philly because of Iverson, right?
Yep, Philly was my team. Like all growing up, that was always my team. And then I followed Iverson to Denver, and then like Carmelo became like my second favorite player, and I followed him to New York. So I was a Knicks fan for a minute, and then when Phil Jackson got there, y'all know the story. I got off that ship quickly. I was like, I ain't going down with y'all. I'm not even from here.
I feel you. I feel you. All right, now I'm gonna bring you back to the song on here. So, um, it's kind of cool story here, and like, admittedly, bro, like I don't know a whole lot about anime, but like, you got into kind of this anime rabbit hole when the pandemic came around, and you really resonated with the character. Which, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, looks like it has my birthday. So, woo woo. But talk to me about this anime session and this rabbit hole that kind of inspired this whole thing.
Hold on. First off, your birthday is March 26th.
March 26th, me and Jaden Violet, bro.
Hey, yo, we ready. Yo, there's a lot of Aries teams going on this. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Iman was like fighting hard for all the tourists the other day, and I'm like, yo, there's like mad Aries around here, so chill.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're first in the zodiac, and Web3 is new, so it's only natural that we would be early adapters.
On
Um,
one.
yeah. Shout out to Life of Tom. Shout out to Day, from Zoratopia. You know what I'm saying? Aries gang in this thing. Um, Dang, what was your question?
Yeah, about the anime and how that helped inspire the song and like really why you connected to all of that.
Yeah, so the anime that I'm referencing in Forever for Never is Yu Yu Hakusho. It's a classic. Shonen is like the genre of anime. So like in anime, they have different genres, right? A lot of people assume that every anime is a bunch of like yelling, sweating, and fighting. But those are just shonen animes, and so you have that's kind of the theme. Like, all right, there's gonna be some fighting, there's gonna be a bad guy, there's gonna be like power ups, but the central theme is like the main character always has some kind of like dream or like purpose that they realize very early in the series, and then the whole thing is you watching them do that, and that's why I love anime, especially more in my adult life, is because I like feeding myself positive imagery and messaging, and like if you're watching episode after episode of after episode of like just perseverance, friendship, and accomplishing your dreams, I think that it feeds into your spirit in a type of way, and your belief. But Yusuke Urameshi, main character from that show, is like he was like a troubled youth. Always he was a hothead, you know what I'm saying? Obviously Aries. He's a hothead, always scrapping, but like also like a very kind person at heart. But people would always step to him stupid, so he gotta like handle that. And I resonated with that from like my earlier life. I definitely was like quick to fly off the handle a lot of times. Now I'm super chill, but like, well, nah, I be getting angry, but like I have a lot more these days. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I have people on the back end where I could text them and be like, man, can you believe this? But uh, I was relating to him in that regard, and just also a lot of other things about him, and also his relationship with his love interest in the show. Um, like basically, to make a long story short, he's a spirit detective fighting, and yeah, like taking out. He's a Grim Reaper. There we go. He is a Grim Reaper. They just call it Spirit Detective in this show. They got really fly fits. To date, he's the flyest character in anime history. Um, but basically, he goes through this journey working as a spirit detective, and eventually finds out that he's like a long lost descendant of one of the demon kings that like fell in love with a human way back. And so to realize his like full potential and really learn who he is, he has to go on a journey that takes him away from his friends and from his girl. And yeah, a lot of that messaging about just kind of like leaving, being, letting go of things that you love, even though it's hard, like because you know that you can't really be the best version of yourself in those situations and for those people and for those things if you don't like figure this other thing out first and really give it his fair shot. If anybody's read The Alchemist, that
Mm.
story really related. It really felt like the boy and Fatima when he met her at that oasis and was kind of like, dang, I would stay here, but like I'm just gonna be miserable and it's gonna make us miserable. So let me go and come back.
Yeah, no, man, that's cool. And obviously there's a lot going on at that time, so it hit you. You had a lot of time to process, but it came out really well. So I do want to encourage anybody, like, if you haven't heard the song, you can pull it up on streaming. We're already out on streaming. Forever for Never, Cam Murdoch. If you want to check the video, you can check the video. If you feel so inclined to collect, you can go collect. Um, Cam, being a vet in Web3 at this point, man, like this is your 12th drop on sound, right? Um, and obviously, like there's lots of different things that you've tried or come to and fro with. How did you decide on the both the supply and price, and is it something new, or like is this a typical kind of structure for you?
Um, it's definitely not a typical structure. Um, I'm I didn't even know I was up to 12 sound drops to be honest. So like this feels like ESPN when they have the random stats.
What he
uh,
doesn't, bro.
but that like I don't know if I've done anything like twice format wise yet. I'm still very much figuring it out. Um, I do know that it's kind of like, all right, I think I'm just trying to like find a sweet spot, but also like trying not to undervalue like undervalue myself, but also like what certain songs mean to me. And I think that like I approach certain records on like a emotional scale when I'm pricing it. And for me, this one like is one of my favorite songs I've ever done. It's one of like my fans' favorite songs. It's like consistently since I dropped it been the most listened to daily, most commented on. I've connected with a lot of fans that have become like homies through the internet for real. Through our shared love of anime and that they love my music too. Um, so I felt like point oh 05 ETH was like a good place, but also um, just in general for music NFTs. And I think when I got in, let's say around this time last year, the converse like everything was point one for an edition. And I'm not gonna hold you. I was never able to collect at that rate, but I also felt like there was just ongoing discussion with like collectors and musicians in the space early spring about like, yo, high priced editions not making any sense. And I'm kind of like, we never really like your your price, like what is high price? Like what's the scale? You know what I'm saying? Um and but I feel them because like I ain't got it either. I feel like basically the market kind of like went down in the price of ETH, right? But our prices also went down with it. Um, and I think that there's like just room, there's more room because we are minting things at lower rate. There's more room to kind of create this like pricing ecosystem for each artist where it's like when you look at my whole collection, I think that you'll know how much certain songs mean to me based on looking at those differences. But it's nothing scientific at all.
Yeah, yeah, just kind of feeling it out, and it makes sense to me. And to your point, it's funny that a year ago, everything was a dime. Now at a nickel, people are like, "Oh, might be too high," and like I don't know. It ebbs and flows, right? There's market cycles, and who knows at what time. Um, Curious too. I know you were looking on the one of ones at one point? Like, are you thinking about pushing out any one of ones again at any time soon, or is it kind of additions the vibe for the time being?
Real quick, how's my sound? I just got a message from Jackie.
Recite some Shakespeare for me real quick.
um, Dang man, I was trying to pull out a bar, but I really ain't got none. I'm not that much of a bard.
It's all
I,
good. You're clipping a little bit, but like I can hear you.
okay. Is it better if I'm standing back here? I feel like I keep drifting towards it.
I think it's just the connection. So like it feels good for a little bit and then it kind of reverts back. So it's all good.
Okay. Um, I do want to do some more one of ones. Um, I don't know, like I don't have the song, I don't have the thing, the art that feels like it should be a one of one yet. But I also kind of feel like we're all, um, in similar, like we're all so connected in this space that I feel like sometimes as a community we're thinking we're thinking of trying. You see, he stopped though. We're thinking of trying some of the same things at the same time, and so I've like been seeing tweets and hearing rumblings of like it's one of one season, da 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 da, and I'm like, I guess, but I don't I don't know if like there's any purpose for me for making something a one of one as to making it an addition, like other than yo, this is a high valued item because I say it is, and I only think one person should have it. But even that kind of goes against, I think that when I have much, much more music out consistently and really flesh out that, all right, you have these tiers of participation in my community and get to the point where those things, like, what that participation looks like up front. I think then it'll make more sense for me to like experiment and sprinkle in one of ones and like have some more meaning behind them being one of ones. But as for now, I just kind of want to give as many people the opportunity to support me and connect with me as possible.
Makes absolute sense to me. It's I think one of the things that's interesting, and I saw Dot do this early on at some point last year. She did a whole sound rollout and then turned around and did the one of one on catalog, but made the one of one and like an extended version. So it's still the same song, just a little bit more to it. And so, I was just thinking that with a song like Forever for Never, something that means a little bit more to you. Obviously, like, if you don't have the extended version of it or the acapella version of it, whatever it may be, doesn't necessarily make sense. However, I think there's different ways that you could go and try to even get more mileage even out of some of these same songs and, um, you know, go acapella on them. You know what I mean?
So I love that you said that about getting more mileage out of some of the songs because I have um I have some alpha for you. I saved songs
Ooh.
specifically for you. Um, I have I have remixes. I have several remixes. I have maybe like 10 remixes of this song. Um,
Of
and
this song? The 10 remixes of this song?
yep,
Oh, that's hefty, bro.
yeah. So like I definitely guaranteed am dropping one of them. That is a remix that Black Orchid did, and she
Oh,
snapped. So like June Jizzle has his community on Twitch and Discord, June LaFox Radio, where he does a listening reviews thing, but he also just does like a lot of cool stuff. One of those things was he brought me into like he was like, "Yo, can I get an acapella for this song? I want to do like a remix competition." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, bet." And I think maybe, and his community is a bunch of dope producers, and so yeah, they really just like came in and went crazy with the remixes. And wait, did I just freeze? Okay, I just froze. Yeah, they went crazy with the remixes. Black Orchid won that competition, and yeah, I'm definitely dropping at least hers. But like something that I kind of like was toying with was maybe making just a whole mixtape of those remixes, and I don't know. Maybe that could be maybe that's one of one
I agree with that, and, you know, I was just throw this out there just because I like the sound of it, bro. You gotta get some chopped and screwed in there, and if that's not your flavor, you know, Black Dave's on that, John Waltz on that, so, like, we got some folks out here that get some chopped and screwed vibes on that.
Yo, I love that suggestion, because that could be like a whole other type of remix. That might need verses. I need
Cool.
some verses.
Here for it. All right, man. Well, just for everybody to recap, you know, if you do not follow Cam, make sure you follow him. It's Cam Murdoch Music. Is it Cam Murdoch Music across everything? Perfect. Makes it nice and easy. Um, the song is already on streaming. If you like the song, T Pain likes the song. I'm gonna be honest with you. T Pain's got a pretty good ear for music. T Pain likes the song. Stream the song. Check out the video if you feel so inclined to pick it up. It is now available on Sound XYZ 0.05. Not too late to hop in. As you hear, there's going to be, you know, one of these editions might end up being pretty valuable at some point, especially with Cam dropping remixes and doing some other things with it. But Cam, I'll leave the floor to you to drop us, you know, anything on us that you want us to do or anything that you want the people to do out there.
It suddenly got windy as soon as you asked me that. Slightly. Man, I just want everybody to, like, regardless of if you're able to collect, regardless of if you feel like sharing it on your feed, you know what I'm saying? At least just listen to the song. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, tell me you like it. Hit me up. That's really all I'm doing this for, is just to, like, connect, but also, like, for me, selling an NFT or selling anything is not really, like, the thing I'm trying to get from that. All of these different things are set up to, like, have different levels for somebody to tell me how much they enjoy a certain thing that I did, and then I pay attention to that and use that with, like, how I do other things in the future. Like, oh, y'all want more songs like this? That's easy. I can do channel anime all day. But aside from that, music video is dropping on Glass on Tuesday, so pull up on your boy. And oh snap, with the super convenient, you want it?
That's Jackie on the ones and twos back there. So yeah, we appreciate the production value of that for sure. Yeah, man. So you know, everybody tap in with Cam. Cam's got a million things going on. Pull up on Future Surf Radio. That's every Monday. You moved that to 9, right?
I did, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good. You know, Music Mondays went away for now. So Future Surf Radio, Mondays at 9, all sorts of stuff going on all the time. So tap in with Cam, brother. I appreciate your time, man. And you know, we'll do what we can out here, and you're welcome to come through anytime.
Thank you, man. Might have to come back with the boys for the Future Surf anniversary and 100th episode coming up. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk.
Do it. Peace, everyone.